I wanted to share a reading with you from these oracle cards, Rumi cards. This is what I opened up to. Beyond the threshold of fear. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back, like a bar behind the door. Rumi. How I celebrate for you. After so long away from home, you are finally returning. Beyond the threshold of fear, you dispense with your doubts, hesitations, cautions, and tentativeness. They are old friends within whom you no longer have anything in common. Goodbye, old friends. I wish you well, you say, whilst turning your face to the beckoning light of a new and yet ancient world. You are visiting as though for the first time, and yet somehow also remember deep in your sacred heart. Finally, we can sit together in the charming courtyard at home. We shall tell our tales of adventure and laugh, and we'll dance and sing. Eventually, day shall pass into night, and we'll gaze beneath our feet, our mouths gasping open in awe and minds utterly blank, rendering dumb in sweet submission to beauty as we watch the world spinning on her axis. You know, and for me, I pulled this card, for me. And it says, this oracle comes with spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through a barrier, a self-imposed barrier of fear. Whether it seems to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances, yet held you back from making the steps you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind might not have received the memo that fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. It may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update that the relationship you have with your fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it is becoming less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing that what it once appeared to be, compelling still at times perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. The power has been claimed by the heart instead. The power has been claimed by the heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to the new way and take steps. Test your legs. You'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one. Daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents, purpose built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision without the murky filter of fear. Without the murky filter of fear, it is sharp and clear. You can see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning you forward now. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for anyone anymore, just life, living, free and clear. I'll be running and flying beside you. We'll soar and dive and rise together. Let's play. You know, I have not talked that much, publicly anyway, about the current situation on the planet, because it's not where I want my focus to be. And that phrase at the beginning, fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. What I often say in my meditations and to my clients and most importantly to myself, is that phrase, we are here to have a human experience. But we are so much more than that. So much more. We are infinite beingness. Like we are part of this great intelligence. My eyes are always turning up because I've got the phone on the windowsill and I'm looking at the beautiful blue sky. The sun is out today. It's January 16th, 2022. 2022. And so I'm looking at the trees when I think about the intelligence that we are. We're a part of everything. Everything. And when we're in our minds, that doesn't make sense. Oh, it might make a little sense. I hear people say, oh, it was meant to be. They just say it like, everybody says that now. But do you really know what you're saying? It literally is. That we are living in an intelligent universe and there is no randomness. That there just isn't. It's not something to, wrap our brain around. We can't. It's impossible. Because our minds are so tiny. And in comparison to our hearts and our energetic field and our souls, our essence, these are all just words, right? But I do hope, if you are listening to this, that you are listening with your heart. Just feel it. Not because I say it's truth, because it's only my truth. It's just me. It's just my perspective. But that's, over the years, that's what I've come to believe. But I'm open to, perhaps one day it'll feel a little different, or, I'll see that it's a different truth. But for now, in this moment, when I remember, and that's why it's truth for me, because it's a feeling. When I remember that I am part of everything, there's just an amazing feeling in my heart and my gut, and knowing it makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel better. When I get into those conversations with people about people's choices and our freedoms being taken away and this will never end, or whatever it may be. First of all, of course it's going to end. Of course, everything changes. When you look back in history, we've had catastrophic things happen, and they always ended. Because everything changes. That's the one constant in life, is everything changes. Nothing doesn't move. Everything is energy. Everything is moving. Even inanimate objects that we feel is real. The chair that you're sitting on and the house that you're living in, you're feeling this is all real. This is real, solid. It's still energy. It's just moving a little slower than other frequencies, like the cell phone frequencies. There's so much going on, so much going on. So let's take a deep breath together. Let's go into our hearts. Instead of going into our minds and talking about this stuff, let's feel it. Maybe you will feel the truth like I do, the truth for me, and maybe you will feel it slightly different, but you will know that it's true for you, whatever it is you're feeling, because of how you feel in your body. So let's go in the body. Let's go into the heart and breathe in and out of the heart center. You don't need to label it. Just notice the sensation of an open, loving heart. Now take these words and the energy of the words into your heart. You were born into this body, and along with this body, you have a mind, ego. And then one day you will leave this body, along with it, the mind and the ego. And you will still exist. You are an infinite being. Essentially, you were never born, and you will never die. Your body will. But the essence of you exists forever. You are an infinite being. And now we're living at a time where so many more people are starting to understand that, feel that, know that, wake up to that. We can look at the circumstances, a lot of devastating stuff has happened in our personal lives and globally. It's still a temporary experience. You could say that you're on a spiritual path. I like to say I'm alive, I'm living fully. I live fully by being present as much as possible so I don't miss a thing. I don't want to miss anything. When I go for a walk, I want to notice the ants on the ground and the hawks flying in the sky and the wind caressing my face and the trees waving in the wind and the water going up the rocks. I don't want to miss the music of this experience. And if I'm in my head, I will feel fear, sadness, grief. Not that it's wrong, it's fabulous to feel it. Oh my goodness. In my personal life, I've been experiencing just feeling emotion move. I may identify it briefly, but then I tune into the fact that it's just energy. Our emotions it's just energy, fear, love, anger, sadness, depression, whatever you want to call it. It's just energy. So I feel it, cry a little bit, maybe get a little angry, but I do it consciously and I feel it. And then it's gone. It dissipates. It's not there anymore. I don't see it as right or wrong anymore, most of the time. I just want to live fully. I want to feel those feelings. I've been going through a lot of grief lately in my life, and I want to feel it. I don't want to miss a thing. Grief is such an amazing gift, and I know so many people on the planet are experiencing that, whether it's someone who died in their life or lost their job or their home or their health. And see, right now, just thinking about that, talking about that, I'm getting a little sad and I'm feeling it in my heart. So I'm just going to feel it. I'm going to tune into my heart and breathe. Join me. Why did we come into this human experience? To feel that. To feel the sadness, the grief, and let it move. Let it be. I came here for the human experience. Why would I fight it? Why would I shove it down? I want to live and feel it fully. And then there's joy. Magically, I feel so grateful to know that I can just feel this emotion, acknowledge it, honor it, watch it move. And then it turns into joy, appreciation, gratitude. It's all frequency. We don't need to stay in it. We don't need to talk about it all the time either. Feel. Feel. We're here to feel. And it's all okay. It really, really is. It's all okay. It's not that we're not meant to talk about what's going on, of course. Sometimes we need to. But let's watch how we're talking about it. Let's pay attention to the frequency that we are feeling when we get into these conversations. We don't need to put anyone down. Everyone is God. Everyone is source. Everyone is divine, no matter if they see the same perspective as you or not. Love them. I believe our purpose, our true purpose to be here is just to be me, just to be you. How you are expressing yourself is why you are here. And that's why being authentic is a really big deal in social media. People are starting to see, I'm supposed to be me. And the more me I become, the more I love myself. I am filling myself with love. And it just spreads. Feel the love that you are. Oh my goodness. I'm so lucky that I am able to tune into the energies around us and communicate with guides, angels, spirit. And they often say, if only you could see what we see. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Because that's really who we are. We are literally light. They're proving it scientifically. We are literally light. So fill your being with light whenever you remember. Fill your being with light. Just tune into that love for yourself. Self-compassion is so key. Because once you fully love yourself, love who you are, love everything about yourself, and we're not just talking your physical life, your personality. When you remember the essence of who you are, how can you not love that, right? So to me, that is the only thing we need to do. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do something about the current human thing that's going on. Of course, there are many people working on it. There's so much going on behind the scenes. And especially if you're called to do that work. Thank you. Thank you. But this is the work I'm called to do. To wake up, to remember who I am, and then share it. You are love. You are this divine being having this human experience. So when you feel, when you sense that you are feeling unloving thoughts, just pivot a little bit to the right or the left and come back. Take a deep breath. And come back to remember who you really are. You are part of this grand intelligence, and there's no one like you. No one like you. Be you. That's how you're going to make a difference. I love you. Thank you for listening. And I hope, well, I know that you felt something if you watched this whole video through, and thank you for doing that for yourself, and thank you for filling your being with this love. Every time you do it, whether it's 500 times a day or once a day, every time you do it, you're making a difference in the collective. You are changing what's going on in the world. You may not be able to go down in the trenches or do all that stuff that so many wonderful people are doing, but you can do this. You can remember who you are. Fill your light. Fill your body with light and love, and be that love. That's how we make a difference. So long for now.